Howdy YouTube, and welcome to this episode of the Gunman. So I'd like to start this video off by saying a big thanks to everybody who's given me loads of positive feedback and criticism and all the pointers and tips that everybody has been giving me, because I was really struggling to get that perfect finish out of this Flex machine here. So that's the Flex dual action orbital polisher. It's the battery powered one. It's, well, what I now call an awesome machine, but I was really struggling with it sort of last week and the week before. I actually did a slightly negative review on it because I wasn't getting the finishes that I was quite happy with. I used every combination I could think of polish and pad and pressures and pretty much everything. Now, there have been some rude people and, you know, we'll put them to the side, but everybody else, I'd like to say a big thanks for following the channel throughout the last 6 months when the content hasn't quite been what you may have come to expect on the channel. So I've been doing a lot of polishing videos, and that's because I've been getting into it, you know. I remember saying about 6 months ago when I did a workshop tour video, I did say in that video, I'm going to start doing videos on what I want to do when I want to do them. And it just so happened to be that I wanted to make polishing videos. And yeah, look, I apologize, but it is what it is. You know, I'm just doing the content that I want to do. I know the views are down. Look, you don't have to watch, but sometimes I guess after doing, you know, I've been doing this for 5 years and doing all those spray painting videos, it can get a little bit repetitive to me. So sometimes I don't have the heart to do more spray painting videos. So I've been really enjoying the polishing stage, so that's what I've been doing lately. Now, I actually did this video yesterday, so I had to reshoot it today because me and my stupid fingers must have been on the microphone on the side. But what I was saying at the start of that video, so this is where I was at yesterday morning. I was just about certain that I was not going to be able to get the right finish that I was after, that I was chasing that perfect finish with the orbital. So this is the orbital polisher here. However, that's changed as of now. And the main thing that made the massive difference was this one here. So that is the 3M Ultra Fine Machine Polish. And it is like a miracle cure for me. It honestly is. Because look, in my review, I did sort of put a call out to everybody. I said, I want this thing to be good. Believe you me, I really did want that to be a good machine. And I was never like criticizing the machine and the build quality itself. Like, it's a really solidly built machine. It's like made in Germany, highest quality. It's actually a really expensive one, to be honest. It's like around $1,000. But I just wasn't getting the finishes that I was looking for with that. And I tried as I said, I tried every different pad. I tried all these different compounds, and it turns out it was literally the polish. It was that polish. The polish I was using weren't fine enough. So I had all the Sonax range, pretty much all the Sonax range. They were giving me this really hazy finish to it. And I ended up speaking to my mate from 3M, and he's like, dude, get the step 3. And he was actually originally saying that I was probably going to have to use like this buff here, or the rotary buff, but with like the bigger pad, because I've got like it's in here actually, yeah. So they've got like the blue, but that's like a 203mm pad, so like the big pad. These are actually less likely to give swirls because of the size of the pad. And yeah, so overall, look, I actually did like a few different tests on this pillar here. So what I initially started off by doing was I actually got this Velcro pad here and then put that onto my rotary buff. I put the Velcro pad on so that I could swap exactly the same pad, the same cleanliness, the same compound, so I could see the difference between rotary and dual action. And I was a little bit surprised about the results. I was expecting to get that micro marring or hazing. I was expecting to get that with this, but I didn't get it when I was using this compound here. So yeah, I was really impressed and really happy to see that I was able to get those perfect results with this. What I've gone and done now is actually polish the whole thing up to a stage where I'm really happy with it, right? I'll put like a little bit of a video up in the corner to show you what it was looking like with the other compounds. I did originally yesterday show you guys that as I was doing the video, but as I said, the footage was no good because stupid me had my finger over the microphone, so I'm having to reshoot this video. But you can probably tell I'm actually pretty happy at the moment because I wanted that machine to be really good, and it is. It actually turns out that it actually is delivering me much better results than the rotary, which is initially going into it what I was expecting to get. That's what I was expecting out of that machine. So what I'll do, I'll get this is like 1,000 lumen LED. You hide nothing with this. So look, you can still see some very fine scratches in there, but that is, look, and I'm even looking in this view window again, like I've got a little view window on this camera here, and you see more in this camera than I can with my naked eye. And believe me, I don't, I really don't care. Yeah, it's like you can actually just slightly even see some swirl marks, but I can if I look really deep into it, I can just see some swirl marks. But look, it is at the point where this thing looks absolutely incredible. Out in the sun, it looks great. Out in the natural daylight, it looks really good. So yeah, like I'm pretty much at the point now where I'm gonna lock that in with a ceramic coating. I've got some of that Sonax ceramic coating. I'm gonna lock that in there and then keep it topped up with a SiO2 spray. So originally I was a bit 50-50 on it, but after having a little bit of a talk to some people, they reckon that Meguiar's SiO2 spray actually works pretty well. So that'll be like sort of my top up. But yeah, that's one thing I did mention in the video yesterday, is that this clear coat here is the absolute hardest of the hardest clear coats I've ever polished. I have a feeling that if it was like a normal clear coat, I wouldn't have run into all these issues. But you know what? I'm glad I did, because it really has stepped my game like to the highest level of being able to achieve the absolute best finish. Like there might still be like another 0.5% that I can get out of it, but if I can get this ceramic clear or scratch resistant clear on a super deep black, like it was actually a quartz base coat black. This is like one of the blackest blacks. It's not just your standard black out of like a standard painting system. It's like a super deep black, and it's a scratch resistant clear, and we sanded the whole thing back flat, and I was able to get this to a really high level of perfection, something I'm really happy with at the moment. So as I say, like I'm glad that this happened. And look, the reason I've been doing videos on this is because it's like, it's a video series and it's not done until it's done, you know what I mean? Like this job is not done until I'm like 100% happy with it. So like I'm confident that I could go and buff up Lambos, you know, high-end McLarens. Pretty much I could do any high-end prestige vehicle polishing and dead flat, and I would get it to a position where just about anyone would be happy with it. So as I say, like thanks to everyone for putting up with the polishing videos. I know some people have actually really liked it. Some people literally just haven't been watching, like the views are down, and that's cool. Like, you know, I understand it's a spray painting channel, so not everyone's gonna wanna watch polishing videos. But as I say, like for everyone who's been cool about it, everyone who's given me all the tips and ideas and little methods and that, thank you. But as it turned out, like one of the big common criticisms is, your technique's absolutely terrible. And what I did find, I'm the kind of guy that I'll try everything and see what works, you know. So because I've got this ultra bright LED, I can do like a little section like this using one technique, and then I'll do that using another technique and see what works better. And like pretty much using lower speeds, like for the final finish, that is, using the lower speeds and less pressure does definitely work. But it didn't make enough of a difference to get it to where I was last week, if you know what I mean. So like last week's issues weren't anything to do with pressures and speeds and all those things that some people were being quite rude about, to be honest. They were just being total assholes, realistically. It wasn't the issue. So, you know, they're sitting there making out as if I've got no idea what I'm doing because of these things. And like, you don't even know sitting there that if I did or didn't try those other things anyway. But yeah, like I'm wrapped, and I guess that's it. I just want to do like a bit of an update video and let you guys know that I finally nailed it. Like I saw it as a challenge as much as anything. Towards the end, I'm like, man, I'm gonna get this, you know, like I didn't care. And as I said, like I thought I was going to get that through the rotary buff, but as it turns out, it was literally this polish that was the lifesaver. That 3M step 3, it's like an ultra fine. So prior to that, I was using the Sonax specific, it was like actually an orbital polish. It was like EX0505 or something like that. I tried the Perfect Finish, I tried 3M step 2, it wasn't getting me there. And yeah, that was pretty much the lifesaver for me. And what I'm using here as a pad is the Roops Fine. So that's like the finest foam pad that they have in the Roops orbital polisher range. So yeah, really impressed with where I'm at. And yeah, that's gonna be about it for a video. I'll give you guys a look at it next time the sun comes out. I'll do an ending to this video. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for following me on the journey. There might be another review or two coming up on some of the tools that I end up getting in the detailing space. But I sort of feel like I've gone into the ring to fight, because the detailing game is like, everyone knows. That's what it feels like. It's not like painting. Like, I feel as if I could go and say something about, well, and I did. Like I said something about, you know, when I use wet on wet on the large panels like bonnets, I get like a bit of dye back. And I can say that in a spray painting video, and people are more like positive. They're like, oh, give this a shot, dude. Give this a shot. They're not like, you're a hack, your technique's terrible, you know. Whereas as soon as you do not know exactly how to get it in detailing, it seems like there's a lot more know-it-alls in the comments section, I guess. So that's why I feel like I've sort of like gone into the ring, sort of, so to speak, to fight with the detailers. And look, I feel like I won, you know, like, because I managed to get there, you know, like that's me winning, if you know what I mean. And that's not me owning you as the guy that was being an arsehole. I don't really care about the negative guys, because I do know like that's really a vocal minority. Like, most people that watch my videos are happy to follow me along and, you know, on my journey, and they know that, like, you know, every time I do give even a slightly negative review, it's in good faith. So, you know, like this tool here, I must admit I'm a little bit embarrassed that I wasn't able to get it to work properly when I did the review, and I did give it a slightly negative review, because what I was seeing, it was giving me bad results. But now having this correct polish, and that, yeah, as I said, that this stuff here, absolute lifesaver. So if you are ever working with sort of any ceramic clears, I highly recommend at least giving this stuff a shot. So 3M machine polish, ultra fine machine polish, 06068 is the product number there. It's actually pretty affordable too. It's like $100 for a bottle, so it's not even going to break the bank. So yeah, that's about where we're at, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, get out there and buff some shit. Coming out. So this is what I was getting with the Perfect Finish and the step 2, and here is what I was getting with that ultra fine. But this is actually also with the DA. So I was actually expecting it to look similar to that with the DA, but then expecting it to look like this with the rotary. But what I ended up getting is no swirls and no marring with the DA, but that ultra fine polish. So it turns out I did actually find a little bit of footage there that was usable, just to give you guys a look at sort of the different results I was getting with the different compounds and pads and all of that. But look, for the end here, we're just going to have a bit of a look over the car as it looks at the moment. Now, this bit here, what you're watching right now, that was before I did the ceramic coating. And then if you hang around for another minute, you'll see it after it got the ceramic coating. Now, we do have one more video coming in this series, and that's going to be sanding that roof back flat. So, yeah, flat blocking the roof and the pillars also, because I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a bit of orange peel in this job. So, yeah, that is to come. But I thought I'd put this video up first, just as much as anything to rectify that review that I did on the Flex Orbital Polisher. So look, as it turns out of all the different methods, the flex was actually getting me the best finish. So yeah, I will put a link in the description of the video if you are interested in getting yourself one of those flex machines. It's been one hell of a transformation on that little Corolla of mine. It's absolutely gleaming at the moment, and as I mentioned before, I've definitely learned a few things, and I'm glad that it all happened the way that it did. Hey, look, I've been wrong in the past and I will be wrong again. And as I said at the start of the video, a big thanks to everyone who's been positive and who's stuck through the videos. Because look, I know how it can be, right? When you're watching someone do something that you think is wrong, it can be sort of like a bit frustrating. So I know that some people must have been sitting there thinking, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And look, and the other side of it is like, you might think that you know how to polish normal clear, but this stuff really is. This clear that I've been using on this car here, it is a whole different ball game. It is nothing like any of the clears I've ever had to polish before. So just keep that in mind. Like, don't think that I was like an absolute hack coming into, you know, this video series, because I wasn't, but I've definitely learned a few more things in taking it to that absolute next step. And as I say, look, I'm glad it happened the way that it did, but isn't it looking absolutely incredible? I've definitely changed, like, even like on the cleanliness of my car. Like, whenever I used to wash my car, I would always just chamois it down and chamois the windows off. And now these days, like, I always give the windows like a window cleaner. I just can't stand those like little bits of watermarks on my windows. So I've, you know, changed for the better, but got a little bit more pedantic on the cleanliness of my car. So yeah, that's about it for the video there, guys. And as I mentioned before, we're going to have one more in this video series, and then we'll probably be back to the normal spray gun reviews and spray painting content. Also, like to quickly mention that we do have the suits back in stock, and it's looking like we're going to get some other merchandise like hoodies and hats and more t-shirts back in stock soon. So keep an eye on that link that I always put in the description of my videos. I'd like to say a big thanks to everyone for watching, and if you'd like to support the channel further, you're more than welcome to go over and check out some of the merchandise we've got. My personal favourite is those spray suits, so they're a good quality Colad branded spray suit with the Gunman logo on it. There's also hats, drink coolers, hoodies and t-shirts, so be sure to go over and check out the link in the description if you are interested.